before us, they're all in the same place, and they all know when we're going to get there, so they're just waiting. So try not to be too broken-hearted, because we'll all be together. Oh, yeah, one other story.
He's got a story.
Yes.
Yes.
I know, I forgot all about that one.
Hold on.
All right, so Mary, she was the baby. So of course everybody loved Mary. And Mary always wore every stitch of clothes and threw it on the floor until it was laundry day, and then would spend a weekend to do the laundry. But there was one thing that she washed every time she wore it, and she laid it out on the ironing board, and it was
My Angora sweater.
an Angora sweater. This thing was furry and blonde and beautiful. And so Albert was working on his carburetor, and the thing catches fire. So he grabs the Angora sweater and stuffs it down the carburetor, put out the fire, takes it out, and lays it back on the ironing board. Goes about his deal until Mary came home. And if you ever want to hear a woman more outraged, I don't know if you'll find it. She was insanely upset. And then like 2 weeks later, we're driving down Northern and we get to 35th Avenue. Karen's driving and I go, "Oh, there's a fire over there. There's fire trucks." I go, "It's a truck that's on fire." I go, that's your dad's truck?" And your dad's out there like this, and the flames are shooting out of the engine cam, the firemen are putting the fire out. But he got that thing running, and Michael drove it. But one thing that I'll remember is that, I forgot about this story too. He was trying to sell an old GMC for like $800. Couldn't get anybody to buy it. And so he got some spray paint and he painted the inside door panels, and I think he fixed the carpet and just did some minor stuff, and then raised the price to $1,500 and sold it. And he didn't do anything but just made friends with the buyer, and he sold it. So he was just a unique person, like you said, and I'm definitely gonna miss him.
I'm Julie DeModer. I grew up as Mary's friend. She was kind enough to be my friend. I asked her one day and she said yes on the phone. And then I basically lived at her house growing up. I think we all did. You know, all of Apollo. I'm like, yep, that sounds like the Ortega's house. And the whispering comment caught me because I do remember that he whispered, but mostly I remember him yelling Saturday mornings, "Maddie, Julie, get out here," you know, and you're like, well, Mary's like, "Come on, you know, let's go." I'm like, we're out there picking the weeds and crap. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I like you, Mary, but this is like slave labor, you know. It was always doing something, you know, yelling at us about doing something. So there was yelling involved too.
Oh, yeah.
But I know that it was done with love. And then the Angora sweater story I didn't know about, but that explains a lot. Because I was poor growing up, not like Mary with 3 sisters and all their fabulous clothes and perfect hairdos that I always wanted. And so I lent, or I don't know, I must have left my Angora sweater one day there, and she washed it. You don't wash an Angora sweater, and it shrunk. And I was so disheartened. But now I see the motivation behind it. We
not only shrink, it burned.
I don't think that was mine. I'm thinking this is a look. We are equals, and you may not have one. But I just said I'll have to deal with that with a therapist another time. But those are the stories I wanted to share. And I did love Albert tremendously, and he was an impact in my life, and you know, second parents to me. And that's how I think of both of you, and certainly a role model, and the values that he gave his children that I tried to glean off of and take what I could were invaluable. So he's very missed, and I'm very touched to be here with all of you.
Thank you.
As I was going through Dad's file cabinet before we came out here, I came across a story. So I'm actually not going to give a memory. I'm going to read something that my dad wrote about, I think, 7 years ago. So I'm actually going to read what he wrote. I got hired by Mickey Mouse about 10 years ago, January 8, 2001. Intended to assist the Mouse only 1 year, but got seduced by the array of visitors that moved me to stay longer and meet them all. Kobe Bryant of Lakers fame came by to say hi. Johnny Depp gave me the pirate look, and others too numerous to mention. I'm in sales, taking people's money. When you first come in the park, I'm situated at a store named the Emporium. My job is to convince guests to buy more stuff than they intended. One of my guests, a little girl of around 3, had the most beautiful hair I had ever seen. I asked her if her mother had designed it. She nodded yes. I asked her quite confidently if her mother could do the same for me. She turned to her mom for an answer, then turned to me and nodded no. A little boy of about 12 bought a bottle of Magic Blue for $1.35. He gave me $1.50. I handed him 15 cents. 15 cents change, which he returned to me whispering, "That 15 cents is for you." I told him I couldn't accept the change. Then he said, "Why not?" I answered that it would put me in a higher tax bracket. My reply was very funny, and he wouldn't stop laughing. When I told him I wasn't that funny, he said it was, and added that his father was a tax income expert. That'd be my dad.
Is that it? Does anybody else have any stories? Or memories? Or
I'll share my memory.
oh, I think Nina's going to.
Oh,
Nina's
okay.
going to.
Thanks.
So some of those stories triggered some memories. So the Disney story, some of you might know this.